Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, the basketball edition. Listen, there's going to come a time when I don't have to say the basketball edition because we're making some changes and doing some expanding on the channel. Those of you who've been around for a while, you know that the sports commentary on a regular basis is fairly new, but it's something that I enjoy and has allowed me to tap into the sports enthusiast in my sports background. But we're going to branch off. We're going to do some other things. It's all coming. Stay tuned. Buckle up. We're on the march. All right. Let's get into today's topic. Some people have asked me about my opinion concerning the WNBA decision to opt out of the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, which could cause some stoppage of play. Well, since you asked, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in, but I don't expect it to take a long time. I don't plan on throwing out a whole bunch of numbers at you. I don't have that much to say. It's rather simple. But before I give you my take, let's go into this article, ESPN reporting on this, so that those of you who are not aware, can understand exactly what's going on. So check this out. Okay, so in this article, we see this headline: WNBA players opt out of CBA, face potential work stoppage. All right, so the WNBA players have decided to opt out of their current collective bargaining agreement, and we knew that this was coming. This article goes on to explain that they had until November 1st to opt out, and they said, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. So let's look at some of what their reasoning is. Well, the elected members of the Women's National Basketball Players Association, WNBPA, announced on Monday that players are seeking, quote, a business model that reflects their true value, encompassing higher salaries, enhanced professional working conditions, expanded health benefits, and crucial investments needed for long-term growth. That's a whole lot of a lot. Basically, I'll boil that down to say they feel that they're worth more. They talk about their true value. They talk about wanting higher salaries. Who doesn't want more money, right? Professional working conditions, etc. Okay, now let's move down. They cite higher television ratings, attendance figures, and franchise values. This is what they're citing. The union said the time is right for negotiating with the league and owners. Okay. The league also recently entered into a historic 11-year media rights deal with Disney, Amazon Prime, and NBC for $200 million a year. Okay. So they see dollar signs here, these players. So what does WNBPA President Nneka Ogwumike of the Seattle Storm say? She says, this is a defining moment, not just for the WNBA, but for all of us who believe in progress. She goes on to say the world has evolved since 2020. We cannot afford to stand still. If we stay in the current agreement, we fall behind. Newsflash, y'all already behind. Y'all ain't make no money. I'll get back to that. So opting out isn't just about bigger paychecks. It's about claiming our rightful share of the business we've built, improving working conditions, and securing a future where the success we create benefits today's players and the generations to come. Okay, now here's the big one. We're not just asking for a CBA that reflects our value, we're demanding it. Wow. Because what? We've earned it. Well, that's deep. So let's go down here. The players made the decision to opt out of the last CBA to realign the business and save the league from its own limitations. Today, with the stronger foundation and new investments flowing in, they're opting out again, this time to fully professionalize the league, secure proper wages, improve working conditions, and lock in meaningful benefits. That's from WNBPA Executive Director Terry Carmichael Jackson. Okay, so players are prepared to negotiate for as long as it takes, even if it means work stoppage. So that would mean that they have, this article goes on to explain, they have a year to negotiate. If they don't get anywhere, then they would sit out, not the next season, but the season after that. So they have a year. Okay. Kelsey Plum of the Aces, she says this isn't some sudden wake-up call. It's the culmination of what we've been driving for over the last several seasons. She's the vice president of the WNBPA. She said, we've played a key role in the league's historic growth, and now we're breaking free from the current system to demand full transparency and equitable stake in the business we help. Well, man, I wonder if Asia Wilson would say that demand is a result of privilege. Anyway, okay. So I don't know how much of this I want to go. Kathy Engelbert weighs in, and so let me just get to the point. What do I think of all this? Well, everybody wants to make more money. Everyone wants good working conditions. Everyone wants health insurance. Everyone wants a better life. This is America, right? The American dream. But it's simple for me. It's really a matter of math. And I ain't good with numbers, if you know me. But I know that in nearly 30 years, this league has not turned a profit. I know that this league is being bankrolled by the NBA. And to me, it is as simple as that. How do you demand money from someone you owe money to? I know you say you work hard. I don't doubt it. I know you think, oh, wow, we're doing so much better, thanks to Caitlin Clark. But it doesn't change the fact that even after what you guys are calling a historic season, thanks to Caitlin Clark, you still are 40 million in the hole. And while we can look and say, this has great potential for growth, you jumped the gun here. Timing is everything. But what they see is, oh, the media deal. Oh, the more eyeballs. Oh, so now it's time for us. No, sometimes you've got to wait to gain momentum. You have to sustain something. You haven't sustained anything yet. Okay. So how in the world do you feel like you demand more money? This is my thing. It is what it is because you are in the hole and you haven't turned a profit. So either you have to accept the situation as it is until it turns around, or as in any job, you go somewhere else and work somewhere else. They're paying more overseas. So maybe since this league hasn't earned money, maybe that means you got to go play overseas. Not that I want to see anybody doing that, but it's on you to decide that, not to demand something that you feel you've earned. Here's the other thing. I have watched this league have the best opportunity possible with Caitlin Clark coming in. And she's tried to get players to nobody knew until after the fact when somebody else told it because she didn't blab it. But she's trying to get them paid because of the fans that are coming, that she's brought into the league. Remember that? She went behind the scenes to try to get the money and that was denied. Okay. But you had this great opportunity. She spoke up and boom, charter flights. What did you do with this great opportunity? You as a league did your best to minimize her impact, to treat her like crap, and then to actually begin this campaign in which several in the league and their surrogates decided to tell the fans that we don't want you because you placed upon them the burden of trolls. But you calling out Caitlin Clark fans, Indiana Fever fans, we don't want you. We don't need you. Totally denigrating a bunch of people, probably all of whom, or at least most of whom, were innocent in the social media stuff that I really still haven't seen any evidence of. But I don't doubt trolls will be trolls. But what you did was you pointed your finger at people who are paying fans, who are buying jerseys, who are selling out, not just in Indiana, but everywhere Caitlin Clark plays. So if I'm leading as someone who has done, someone who does leadership training in businesses, in churches, etc., how dare you come to me and say you demand money or you demand whatever it is you're demanding because of your professionalism, which the league itself, not every individual, but the league itself has not presented itself in a professional manner, has been guilty of bully ball, has been guilty of the privilege thing, has gone on social media and denigrated other players, who has, this league has denigrated fans and therefore their money. And now you got the nerve to say, if we don't get more money because we're so professional, we ain't playing. Look, oh, it's great growth. Oh, we've got more eyeballs. Oh, and the person who's bringing that in, you basically told her to go take a walk, and everyone she brought in her, which means dollar signs, you told them to take a walk too. So really, for me, it's just that simple. And even if you were welcoming of everyone, you still have to make money to get more money. You owe money. That to me is an entitlement mentality. What you have to do is wait until you begin to create revenue without being bankrolled. And as far as I'm concerned, with the opportunities in front of you, you totally jacked it up. And then you talking about you got more eyeballs and everything. Listen, I don't know the ins and outs of this, but I saw some Ben Daniels podcast in which he talked about that viewership. I think it was 1.2 million in the finals game. Oh, that's the largest that we've ever seen since 1999 in the finals. But he pointed out that was forced viewership. I can't even break it down. He already broke it down. Go check it out. The Ben Daniels podcast. He broke it down. So it's not even real numbers. You force people. And then you force people to watch something like we saw in Game 5, the rigification, because you rigged this thing. The commissioner wearing basically a Liberty dress. The calls at the end that turned the outcome of this game. The bully ball. The bad play. That's what you did with those eyes you forced to watch. And you want to talk about how you earned it. I like several players in this league, but the league has issues. And so if you decide that you don't want to play, if you don't get your way for something you have not earned, and again, we're talking bringing in dollars, but you have in fact pushed that back with your attitude, well, if you decide you don't want to play, that's a decision you have made. You either want to play or you don't. You either want to stick it out and see how this thing turns around with all the opportunities that you have been given, or you don't. And you know what? The player who is bringing that in, the Caitlin Clarks, she doesn't need the extra money. She doesn't need it. So the player though, who deserves the extra money is Caitlin Clark, from her play to what she brings to the game, the league, which are faces and bodies and seats and money. She don't even need it. So if anybody should be getting it, it should be her. And even Angel Reese, nobody watching Angel Reese for basketball, but she got a brand. She's popular on the coattails of Caitlin Clark, of course, but she works it. And she just told us recently she didn't even know what her WNBA salary is, because they don't pay her bills. So there's somebody else who's bringing eyeballs, again, not for basketball, and yes, on Caitlin's coattails, but for whatever reason, she works it, and people want to, people are following her social media, whatever. She doesn't even need the money. So she's somebody who's bringing in eyeballs, I suppose, and she doesn't need the money. Listen, you guys jacked it up. Timing is everything. No, If I'm in leadership, you guys want to sit out and you don't want to play, you don't want to continue with your dream, you want to affect the future, then you go right ahead and do it. But until you're bringing in the money that you need, then I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. You should wait this one out. And when I say that, I don't mean opt out. I mean, waited to see what you will produce with the opportunities and see if you can do better than you did in this season where you had so much potential that you just blew and told people to go away. And now you want money? Nah. So you asked, there's my take. You can share your take in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.